Welcome to Chemistry with Dr. Z. In this video, I will cover the topic of nomenclature, which is naming organic molecules. So to name any organic molecule, we need to follow certain rules. Let's start off by naming branched alkanes. So we have a branched alkane in front of us. How can we name this branched alkane? This is the skeletal formula for a branched alkane. So the first thing is we need to identify the longest carbon chain. In this case, the longest carbon chain is heptane, which is the seven-membered carbon chain. So the longest one is the one that has seven carbon atoms. So the root name is going to be heptane. And then we need to number the carbon atoms of the chains. There is two ways to do this. We either start from the left as we did here, or we can also start from the right. So I redrew the structure here, and then I'm going to start the numbering from the right. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So now I started the numbering from the right. What would be the difference between these two? Are these two equivalent? Well, the AUBAC system that we follow to name the organic molecule accept both of them. It doesn't. So let's have a look at the substituents. So when we named the compound and we numbered it from the left, we had a propyl substituent on carbon number 4, and we had three methyl groups on carbon number 2, 3, and 5. So to name this one, let's name this one first. So when we name this one, we're going to find that the name is going to be, we said the root name is going to be heptane. Then we're going to add the different substituents. We're going to start off with the methyl groups. We have three methyl groups on carbon 2, 3, and 5. And we're not going to say 2 methyl, 3 methyl, and 5 methyl. We're going to say 2, 3, 5 trimethyl, which means three different methyl groups. And then we're going to add the propyl, which is going to be on carbon number 4. So for propyl, and then heptane. This is how we name it. Why did we put the methyl, the trimethyl before the propyl? Because we need to put the groups in alphabetical order. And because the methyl comes before the propyl, because M comes before the P, so we're going to write the trimethyl before the propyl. We will ignore any prefix we add that refers to the number of the substituents and just look at the original name of the substituent, which is the methyl. So it's 2,3,5 trimethyl 4-propyl heptane. So that is the name. Now let's have a look if we started the numbering from the right. Now let's have a look at the substituent. It's still going to be heptane as the root name, so it's going to be heptane. And then let's have a look at the substituents. We still have a propyl at carbon number 4, so this is 4-propyl. But when we look at the methyl substituents, we're going to find it at carbon 3, carbon 5, and carbon 6. So this is going to be 3, 5, 6 trimethyl. The ABAC system tells us that we need to start numbering when in the position which will give the substituents the lowest possible number. So in the first case here, it was 2,3,5 trimethyl and 4-propyl. In the second case, it was 3,5,6 trimethyl and 4-propyl. So the first case is the correct numbering of the longest chain carbon. So we need to give the substituents the lowest possible number. What if we have a different organic molecule, which is not just an alkane, but it has a different functional group like an OH? So we have a compound like the one we have in front of us, and we have a functional group which is an OH. Let's follow the same rules. So the first rule that we need to find the longest straight chain in the molecule. And when we do that, we need to include the functional group in the longest possible chain. In this case, we have an OH, so our longest functional group must contain the OH. And when we number the longest chain, we need also to give the functional group the lowest possible number. So in this case, we have, this is the longest carbon chain. Let's number it. So the CH3 at the beginning is going to be 1. This is 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now we numbered it. It has 5 carbon atoms. So this is a pent. And then we have it as an alcohol on carbon number 2. So this is 2-pentanol. So this is the root name, 2-pentanol. Then we need to look at the different substituents. We have an ethyl group on carbon number 3, two methyl groups on carbon number 2, and carbon number 4. So following the same rule, we need to start off with the ethyl. So it's going to be 4-ethyl because of the we need to arrange them in alphabetical order. So 4-ethyl, and then 2 for 3-ethyl. We have the ethyl group on carbon number 3, and then we have the methyl on carbon 2 and carbon 4. So 3-ethyl, and then 2,4-dimethyl. So the final name is going to be 3-ethyl 2,4-dimethyl 2-pentanol. So this is your AUBAC naming of this compound.